Hey, leaders and entrepreneurs, I want to dive into how Stoicism has helped me become a transformational leader and how you implement them into your business, into your life for more influence, more power, more effectiveness in everything that you do. So first is energy management. Your energy and your time is your most precious asset, period. Not just in your business, but in your life. So Stoics believe the best way to manage this was to divide everything into what you can control in your business and what you can't control. Then identify what energizes you and what drains you. So your energy draining activities most likely have more to do with your mindset, where you choose to put your attention. For example, if you find yourself in business very often thinking about worst case scenario, that is almost always an exercise in futility. Most of the things that you worry about right now that are renting a ton of precious real estate in your head, and they're making their way down to your heart, the fear, the anxiety, that is totally unnecessary. When you find yourself ruminating about worst case scenario and you have fears, and that is consuming your energy, gently redirect your mind towards what you can control. Now, one of the ways to develop an exercise so that you have more power to redirect your mind into an intention is going through meditation. My favorite meditation is actually an ice bath. And the number one reason I ice bath is so that I can create better mental acuity when there's a storm in my body. That exercise helps me throughout the day so that I have good focus. Now I can eliminate anything I can't control and anything I really don't have any business ruminating about. Another component of energy management is energy, unlike time, is renewable. So what are the things that you're doing in your life every day to renew your energy? What are the things that recharge your batteries? Pay attention to that and schedule it, and don't let that time slip away, because otherwise you'll be running on a low battery. If my energy is going to be depleted throughout the day, when is my energy at its peak? I am probably 10 or 20 times more effective in the morning than I am by 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So recharge and ensure that the times that are highest energy for you align with the highest impact activities and projects that you have to work on throughout the day. In the middle of a meeting, very often we'll just pause and let everybody breathe. Just a 5-second mini renewal. That 5 seconds can help you, especially when the room gets a little heavy, or especially when your emails or your projects or the demands that are on you are heavy. So use your breath as an effective renewal strategy every day. If you're not doing that 10 or 20 times per day, you're missing opportunities to just top off your energy. I like to go with community, other people like me, CEOs, leaders that are very successful, very growth-minded, very enlightened, and spend days at a time for big renewals. But I also like to have a decent-sized renewal every morning, and I like to have renewals every hour. Maybe sometimes if I'm dealing with heavy matters, several times per hour. That renewal, going to the place in my mind and breathing, paying close attention to the breath in, inspire, to breathe life into, and letting that out. That quick exercise increases your productivity 10, 20, 30%. And so your return on investment for that 20 seconds, 6, 8 minutes, we're talking about a 10 or a 20x return immediately for renewing your batteries throughout the day. The next Stoic principle for leadership that resonates deeply with me is focus. You see, your attention is also limited, just like your time, just like your energy. One of the things that often happens with your attention is it gets watered down. If you're focused on 10 different things in your business, then 1/10 of your attention, 1/10 of your energy, 1/10 of your time is on each of those. Very diluted. And you can't do much with 10%. So identify where your attention is on a daily basis and course correct. Go back and say, that's where my attention needs to be. It's been over here, but I'm going to put it back here. One way to do that is simply look at your task list. Write down all the things that you plan on doing over the next week or the things that you did over the last week, and see how spread thin you are. Diversification when it comes to your attention is not positive. You want to have high conviction. So with the stock portfolio, when you really believe in something, you might put a bunch of your money into that one thing. Not a good idea in my opinion. But with your attention, It's brilliant. That's how you get to the ultimate creation, because you can see it. It's got a blueprint in your head. That's why attention is so important. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. Put that practice into your leadership and watch your business flourish. One of the tips for doing this, for protecting your attention and your energy, both of them together, is identifying the things you need to stop doing, eliminating the noise and the distractions. And then lastly, with attention, time blocks, where there's a period of time, this is all your undivided attention is going on. Humans are actually very poor with multitasking, and it kills your productivity. So for you to be the most effective, high-income business owner you can be, the better you're able to utilize your brain power, so much processing power. You got 15 tabs opened, then those tabs are all moving a little too slow. When you identify what are those 2 or 3 tabs that are in your sphere of genius, that drive the creativity and the innovation for your business, that's the efficient frontier for your attention. Now, when it comes to your energy, your focus, and your time, one of the thieves, one of the criminals is your plan B, C, D, and E. I used to always tell my shareholders, well, if that happens, I have a plan B, and it's this, and I have a plan C, and it's this, and I had these elaborate plans. If plan B creeps in, it's very often because there's self-doubt. Oh, this isn't gonna work. What if this fails? When you see that happening, that is a thief of your time, your attention, and your energy, those important trifecta of resources. Nip it quickly, and then go back to the focus and the positive self-talk. You've got to bring your attention and your energy and your teams back to what you're best at, what you love doing most, and what you can control. So basically have a really good, clear, concise plan A. But stay nimble, stay open to, as soon as you realize you may need to pivot, that you're receptive to that, you're not rigid. That allows you to say, let's put plan B over here and not put the time and energy into it. We're nimble. We know if plan A doesn't work, we'll go over here to plan B. My single favorite Stoic principle right here for leadership and for business, memento mori. In other words, remember death. Remember, you're going to die. When you realize we're going to die, you have so much more intentionality in the decisions that you make. That intentionality protects and renews your energy. If this were my last day on this planet, was I sandbagging? Did I give it everything today? Did I go full out? Or was I playing it a little too safe? Was my energy and my focus expended on things that really weren't aligned with me? And if I was out of alignment, well, I'd pull that back into alignment. And then the other piece of memento mori I love to add is the couplet, memento vivere, remember to live. So, are you taking time to actually savor it? The masculine, it has this trap. When I get to this level, I'll be happy. I remember thinking to myself, when I get to $10 million net worth, I'm just gonna be so happy and I can relax. Not so. I was 31 years old, and I remember how anticlimactic it was. I remember thinking to myself, 10 million? Why did I ever think that was good enough? What do I need to do to get to 50 million? I remember getting to 50 million and thinking, oh, it's gonna be so much easier to go from here to 200 million. Memento vivere, be happy with what you have right now. And that is not just something that happens because you say it. It's something that is a mindset that needs to be a shift. There's an evolutionary force in you calling for you to make that shift towards gratitude, because your innate actually knows that when you have gratitude for your current business right now, your current relationships, the current way that you're showing up for yourself, you have joy. And that's the whole point of it. So this I'll be happy when this happened is a thief of your joy. Don't let the thief in. Memento vivere is one of the reasons I keep an hourglass on my desk. I see it several times per day, and it's a reminder that every little grain, every second is precious. It's this very precious moment right now. There's one more business mindset hack that I pick up from Stoicism that I want to share. When something happens, very often you're going to feel like you let someone down. You let down your shareholders, you let down your spouse, you let down your employees. This happens to us business owners. Let's just accept it. If you don't accept it right now, it's probably because it's buried under some subconscious protection. When I bring that out and I face it, I can look at those challenges, all the failures, and say, look at the wisdom, look at the tuition that is blossoming out of that. And I can utilize that wisdom and say, I love it because it is a part of me, it's a part of my experience, and it's now becoming a part of my embodiment of leadership. As you realize you did the best you could with the decisions that you had in front of you. You made the decisions, and sometimes in hindsight, we are hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up. And so part of understanding what you can control and what you can't control is recognizing that every challenge you have, when it feels like a failure, look back at it and say, oh, look at this lesson. I'm so glad I learned that. I got that tuition. I remember the first time I lost $11 million. I was 33, 34 years old, and I remember thinking to myself, I couldn't have learned those lessons from a book. And I was grateful. Consider when you're looking at the challenges that you've had, the failures that you've had, as life lessons, life experiences. Savor them and appreciate them for what they've taught you. So the mindset shift is this: I can't control what happened. Something happened, decisions were made, dominoes fell. What I can control is my response. I can control now where my attention goes, where my energy goes, in the productivity, the proper application of that time and energy and attention moving forward is what separates good leaders from incredible leaders.